Welcome. In this video, we will learn how to use Datadog's Cloud Security Management's Workload Security, also known as CSM threats. CSM threats monitors file, network, and process activity across your environment to detect real-time issues to your infrastructure. You can combine this detection of CSM threats with Datadog observability to see the full context surrounding a potential attack on your workloads. To enable CSM threats, go to the Settings tab under Cloud Security Management. Go to the Hosts and Containers, and then go ahead and click Enable. Here, you can follow the instructions to enable CSM threats. We'll begin our investigation with the inventory list. To obtain this, please go to Cloud Security Management and click Inventory. This provides a grouped view of all of your resources and the associated signals, misconfigurations, and vulnerabilities in one area. We can see many signals being produced, but we need a starting point. We'll leverage the filters at the top to drill into the area of interest, such as the region, environment, or even group by critical severity signals to consolidate and streamline investigation. So let's group our AWS resources by critical severity to limit the blast radius. Now that we've honed in on this criteria, we can see all the hosts that have associated issues, allowing your team to focus their investigation on the most relevant signals. While the list view is great, it's easier to visualize where the resources reside. So let's leverage the resource map to get a better visual across our environment, allowing teams to get a bird's eye view and diving in where necessary. Here, we can easily toggle between misconfigurations pertaining to compliance checks and signals regarding threats on the workload to obtain any coverage gaps. As we can see, we've zeroed in on two hosts that are color-coded with deep red, which means they are critical. Let's dive into this host and analyze a signal. After clicking into a signal, you are brought to this page. Here, we can see one of Datadog's out-of-the-box security rules has identified process arguments that seem to match that of a crypto miner. We identified the name of the program, which is coin miner, and the file that matched the hash of the malware. The source URL provides evidence of this data for our analysts to refer to. Additionally, we can see that the root user has executed a command on this specific machine with the associated host and container ID. This helps you determine where this workload exists, removing the guesswork for quicker response measures. The first event appeared on April 15th with the timestamp, uncovering how long this issue has persisted. At the bottom, the process tree provides the relationship of processes so teams can quickly understand what actions led to this signal, allowing engineers to pinpoint the exact execution with the associated PID for visibility and forensics. Now, if you're curious to know if there were any other strange or abnormal things happening in your infrastructure or network at the same time, such as an associated spike in your CPU or network exfiltration attempts, you can go to the signal context to uncover this information, obtaining the observability data needed to analyze the performance anomalies of the workload, helping you triage faster. But what does this attack mean, and how do you respond to this? The rule details provide that exact information, aiding your team on how to respond to the event so you're not left in the dark, and teams can make changes to this rule and add suppression queries to mute noisy signals so you're only notified on important things. Now, you need to collect a record of events and evidence of the attack for forensic analysis. Let's start with what happened before. The logs provide just that to support your investigative measures. You can get a stream of these events to see the sequence of actions before this signal. You've investigated this event from the security and observability perspective, but you need to stop this from happening again. You can natively automate protection via running a workflow or have CSM integrate with your security stack to automatically mitigate right from this console. But that was just one signal, and you have many more. Let's hop over to the security inbox, as it automatically prioritizes the most important security issues impacting your workloads. This cuts down the noise, helping your team manage different factors of risk. You can dynamically filter this list against just your teams, allowing them to dive into investigation wherever they deem fit. You need to be notified if this event occurs again. You can set up notification rules to alert your team on future incidents to get ahead with investigation and prevent attacks. You can export these to communication channels like Slack, Teams, Jira, or even via email. Let's say your leadership frequently wants to get a high-level overview of your progress towards your organizational security goals. You can send them this out-of-the-box CSM threats dashboard of all the issues you've detected, allowing them to obtain a broad overview of the security risks associated with your environment. This dashboard is customizable, and so teams can add and redact widgets as needed. And just like that, engineers can proactively address real-time threats and make achievements that can be easily reported to stakeholders. To learn more, go to the CSM Overview docs here and select Threats.